Hey kids, this is Mrs. Porish just wanting to show you how I created algebra materials at home so that I could do the algebra work. I used a green crayon and a red crayon, and just for purposes of being able to see them well on this video, I outlined them in black. You don't need the red numbers, those are the negatives, until you reach less than 17. So if you just want to focus on getting enough of the green numbers, remember in our regular materials we had cubes that had 6 sides, and we had 2 cubes that had the digits 0 through 5 on them, and we had 2 cubes that had the digits 5 through 10. Obviously you can make more of each one if you want. So you would do the same thing with the red. I haven't finished all the red ones. You can even make little pawns, pictures with paper as well. When I get done with these, using them, I would just put them all together for the numbers and store them in a baggie. Paper tends to like to stick to plastic. There's a lot of static going on there. So I would use a paper clip, and I would paper clip them together if possible so that I know where they are the next time I'm going to be working on algebra. So I have a handy dandy paper clip right here. I would paper clip my items all together, put them in my little baggie. Then they're easier to get out and they won't be sticking to the side of your baggie. I'll just put the red ones in without paper clipping them. And you can see that if I wanted to get these out, it would be not terribly difficult, but I think the more you get them in and out, the more you're going to create the static. So that's how you can create those materials for working on your algebra at home. What do you use for the pawns? Well, I happen to have some butterscotch, like chocolate chip things, and I also had some craisins. So I just went and got 2, 4, 6, 8 of those. If possible, you want to use things that are about the same size and same shape. So these are about the same size and same shape. They aren't exactly the same size and same shape, but they will do the job. The other thing you could use that I use a lot, even in the classroom, you guys saw that, was I use paper clips. So if you happen to have paper clips hanging around your house, that would be a great thing to use. Again, in our materials, we had 8 blue pawns and 8 white pawns. There's the 8. So just get whatever materials you have. I'll be using the regular materials that we used off and on, in addition to some of the home materials, so you can see how this will work. I do not expect you to print off every single assignment that you do. So instead, in your algebra notebook, this is what you can do. So you can see I have my name, which I need to have, and then when I did it, which algebra lesson it was, and you don't have to write algebra, you can just put lesson 1 or number 1 at the top. And then you can see I just numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I put my x equals, and then I wrote check right here. So instead of going all the way down the paper for one lesson just to save paper, I am doing it this way. And then I got lesson 2 below it, lesson 3, and I even was able to put on lesson 4 on one page. That doesn't mean I have to get through 4 lessons in one math setting, but You can see that if I start and stop at a certain place, I can just put the new date with my name, and then I can start and put my x equals. You would then take an image of this, either using your camera on your computer or a cell phone or some other way, and you would submit this via Google Docs. You'll recall that we had some mats to use that looked like this. Actually, there's nothing special about this mat. It does represent a pan balance, which a pan balance indicates that the two sides are equal if it is level across the top. So that's the whole idea we want when we're doing algebra, is that the two sides are equal. So all I did was draw a great big large capital T on a piece of paper, and I could use this instead of the mat that we had at school. The other thing you have access to online in the classroom is you have access to the answers. So just like in regular class, when we do algebra, my expectation is that you check your answers for your x values, and then you check to make sure that whatever x value you put in for each of the pawns or the x values, that the two sides are indeed equal. And so that's your check. And again, we wrote it out as, in this case, 10 equals 10. So this is available to you online. The lessons are available to you online, but again, I said you don't have to print them out. That's a lot of printing. If you want to print them out, that's fine. But if you don't want to print them out, you don't have to. You just need to make sure that you have in your notebook the algebra lesson, the x values, and the check. After you get done checking, using the answer key to record those, remember there's one check mark for each item. In other words, this is a check mark and this is a check mark. So if you get this wrong, it's 1 wrong. If you get this wrong, it's 2 wrong, 3 wrong, 4 wrong, and so on. And because there's 20 items, that's 5 points off for each one incorrect. So once you have finished the lesson and written your x values and your checks in, and then you have used this to correct your answers, you would come back up here and write whatever percent you had down. I'll use this. I'll take care of recording this. This is not a grade in the grade book, but it is something that I do keep track of. 90% and above is an A, 80% and above is a B, and at some point, probably mid-grading period, and at the end of the grading period, I will average all of these, and I will give you that score in the grade book. Remember, if you get lower than about an 80%, you and I need to visit. So you'll need to arrange a meeting time with me during my office hours at 8 o'clock in the morning. That would be a good time. I also have a study hall that you could be checking in and arranging to meet with me at that time.